Thanks for tuning in today. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let me know what city you're watching from. Now, here's my story. I was 22, standing in the living room I grew up in, and my mom's voice cut through the air like a blade. Tom, you're a selfish leech. Get out. Don't come back. Her face was red, eyes wild, like I'd broken something she couldn't fix. Dad just sat in his recliner, staring down at the floor. Didn't say a word. The silence hit harder than her shouting. My sister Jenna leaned against the wall, arms crossed, smirking like she'd won something. Kyle, my younger brother, mumbled good riddance and kicked at the carpet. I've always been the outsider. Working extra hours at the auto shop to help cover the bills, electricity, internet, all the stuff they never thanked me for. That night's argument? I missed Jenna's birthday dinner. I was pulling a double to keep our Wi-Fi on. Not that it mattered. We'd fought before, but this one felt final. Her words weren't just anger. They were a lock clicking shut. I walked to my room, the old bed, faded baseball posters, and grabbed my duffel. A couple pairs of jeans, a few shirts, an old jacket that smelled like motor oil and detergent. My hands were shaking, but I kept going. I wanted to say something. Anything. But my throat tightened. Why bother? They'd already decided who I was. I stepped outside. The air stung my face. The porch light buzzed overhead, throwing long shadows across the mailbox we painted when I was 10. I heard the door lock behind me. My rusty Chevy was waiting. Half a tank of gas. $200 in my pocket. I sat behind the wheel and felt the weight of it all, Mom's anger, Dad's silence, Jenna's grin, Kyle's jab. I wasn't just leaving a house. I was leaving them. The road ahead? Completely unknown. But I started the engine anyway, and promised myself, I'll make it. The first few nights were rough. Barely slept. Mike, my coworker at the shop, let me crash on his couch. It wasn't home. The place smelled like dog hair and old coffee. His pit bull, Rusty, snored like an engine in need of a tune-up. I'd lie there at night, staring at the ceiling fan, wondering if Mom was still mad. If Dad even noticed I was gone. If Jenna was still smirking. If Kyle felt anything at all. Mike didn't push me to talk. He just handed me a cold beer and said, "You'll figure it out, Tom." But I couldn't stay on his couch forever. He had his own bills. So, I started looking for a place of my own. The shop paid decent, but rent in this town? Sky high. I checked every gas station bulletin board, flipped through greasy classifieds. Most places wanted first and last month's rent, plus a deposit. I had $200 to my name. I wasn't picky. I just wanted a place that was mine. A corner of the world I could breathe in. A week later, I saw a flyer for a small studio out on the edge of town. Old brick building. Broken buzzer. Dumpster in the back. The landlord was this gruff guy in his 60s. Gave me a handshake that felt like sandpaper. Looked at my boots and said, "You look like a guy who pays on time." The place wasn't much. One room. Sink dripped. Fridge made a weird buzzing noise. The radiator hums like it's whispering secrets, and the window won't budge no matter how hard I push. The carpet's stained, and the lights flicker if you flip the switch too fast. Still, standing there with my duffel slung over my shoulder, I feel a strange rush. Maybe it's pride. Maybe it's just relief. I sign the lease, hand over every cent I've got, and receive a single key. It's heavier than it looks. That night, I move in with just a sleeping bag. No furniture, no noise, just silence so loud it feels alive. But it's a beginning. The next morning, I hit the thrift store, budget tighter than a stripped screw. I find a mattress, lumpy but clean, for $20. A dented lamp with a crooked shade. The cashier, this sweet older woman with silver hair, asks if it's my first place. I just nod. Didn't say much, but her warmth sticks with me. Back at the apartment, I set the mattress near the window and plug in the lamp. The soft light makes the room feel a little less empty. From my bag, I pull out an old poster, Cheesy Mountains I bought at a yard sale, and tape it above the bed. It's not much. But it's mine. That counts. Lying on that mattress, I hear the neighbor's TV through the wall. A game show, people cheering like they're on a different planet. My mind drifts back. To Mom's meatloaf in the oven. To Dad's baseball games on the radio. To Jenna's music echoing down the hall. I used to fix the faucet, mow the lawn before work. Did they even notice I was gone? I curl deeper into my sleeping bag. It's not anger I feel. It's something quieter. Sadder. Like I've lost part of myself I didn't know I'd miss. I spent so long holding everything together, paying bills they didn't thank me for. Picking up shifts so Kyle could get new shoes. Now it's just me. And I don't know if that's freedom or an emptiness I haven't figured out yet. I close my eyes. Count the slow, steady drip from the kitchen sink. And I tell myself, I can do this. I'll get a chair. Maybe a rug. Make this place feel like more than 4 bare walls. Tomorrow it's back to the car shop. Wrenches clinking. Guys cracking jokes. It's not family, but it's something to hold on to. I don't know where this road leads. But I've got a key, a mattress, and a light that's mine. For now, that's enough. One day at a time. The shop's my anchor now. Grease, engines, and the clang of tools, it's noisy, but it keeps me steady. I'm up before sunrise, lacing up my old boots. The soles are peeling, like memories I haven't sorted through yet. My place is still bare. Just the mattress, the lamp, and that poster. But I'm out the door fast, thermos in hand. The shop's only a mile away, so I walk. Gas is too expensive, and the walk clears my head. The air smells like pavement and morning dew. My footsteps fill the quiet. I don't think about Mom's voice or Dad's silence. Not on this walk. At work, I come alive. By 8 a.m., I'm elbow deep in a Chevy engine, hunting down a misfire while classic rock hums from the radio. Pete, Carlos, and Big Ray, they're good guys. They joke about my coffee addiction, but they don't pry. And I like it that way. I'm not ready to unpack the story, the part where I got kicked out, called a burden, while I kept the lights on back home. So I focus. Spark plugs. Oil changes. The satisfying click of a torque wrench. I pick up every extra shift they'll give me. Stay late rebuilding transmissions or balancing tires. The overtime saves me. Rent's paid. I managed to snag a folding chair and a microwave. They're small wins. But they matter. Lunchtime is my favorite. We sit on milk crates out back, eating sandwiches from the deli across the street. Pete's always got some wild story from his trucking days. Carlos laughs so hard he nearly spits out his soda. I laugh too. But I don't share much. I don't tell them about dinners with Kyle, cracking jokes over superhero movies. Or the late nights in the garage with Dad, tinkering with his old radio. Those memories feel like they belong to someone else now. It doesn't feel like my life anymore. Still, the guys at the shop, their stories, their laughter, they fill a space in me I didn't know needed filling. For an hour or so, I feel like I belong somewhere. And that's enough. But one night, as I'm locking up, my phone buzzes. It's Kyle. My stomach drops. I haven't heard from him since that night. The message is short and cold, real classy. Tom. Bailing on us and still owing Jenna for that phone bill. Low, even for you. I just stare at the screen. The words blur. I paid that bill, $120, a year ago. Jenna promised she'd pay me back. She never did. Now Kyle's flipped the story. I'm the bad guy again. My thumb hovers over the keyboard, itching to reply. To remind him about the Wi-Fi I paid for, the groceries, the late-night gas runs. But I stop. What's the point? They've already decided who I am. I shove the phone in my pocket and start walking home. The street feels longer than usual. Streetlights flicker overhead, casting broken shadows across cracked sidewalks. And there's this burning in my chest, not just anger. Something deeper. Like an old bruise you forget about until someone presses on it. I think about those nights coming home to Mom setting the table. The smell of her meatloaf drifting through the house. Me fixing the sink or tightening a loose shelf. Because that's just what I did. Did Kyle forget? Did they all? Or did they just not care? Back at the apartment, I fall onto the mattress. The springs groan under me. The neighbor's TV chatters through the wall, some cooking show with fake cheers. I take out my phone again. Reread Kyle's message. A part of me wants to call him. To ask him why he's doing this. But I already know it wouldn't change anything. I flip the phone over and stare up at that cheap poster, those painted mountains glowing faintly in the lamplight. I'm drained. Not just from work, but from carrying all this hurt. This invisible weight I don't have a name for. But I believe in myself. Tomorrow is a new day. Another shift. Another step forward. I close my eyes. The microwave hums softly in the background. And I hold on to that thought. It's small, but it's mine. And right now, that's enough. I'm standing at my kitchen counter, really just a worn slab of Formica, nursing a mug of instant coffee on a quiet Sunday. The shop's closed, and I'm scrolling through my bank app. Rent's paid. The pantry's stocked, mostly ramen and cans. But the numbers don't make sense. I've been careful. No takeout, no unnecessary spending. Still, my account keeps shrinking. I swipe through old transactions, frowning. Then I see it. A recurring charge. $180 every month. Labeled, Auto Loan D.H. Harper. Dad's truck. My chest tightens. I've been paying for that thing since I was 19. He said it would be temporary. Just until I get back on my feet. But he never brought it up again. And I never stopped. I lower the phone. My coffee's gone cold. The apartment is silent except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional sound of traffic outside. I remember handing over my first paycheck, proud to help. Dad's only response was a flat, "Good job, Tom." And I took it. That was enough. Just like when I covered the internet bill. Or Kyle's phone. No questions. Because that's what you do for family, right? But now, right now, I see things clearly. They lean on me. And I let them. I made myself invisible. Worn down like a tire with no tread left. I grab my jacket and head to the bank, walking faster than I'm thinking. Inside, a teller named Doris greets me with a soft smile. She asks, "Are you sure?" as her glasses slide down her nose. I nod, steady. Yeah. I'm done. The walk home is heavy with the smell of oncoming rain. But for the first time in a long time, I feel lighter. Like I just shrugged off a coat I didn't even know I'd been wearing. Still, doubt tugs at me. What if Dad can't make the payments? What if they lose the truck? I picture him in the driveway, buffing the hood of that old Ford like it's brand new. Dad used to call that truck his pride and joy. On summer days, Mom would bring him iced tea while he wiped it down like it was made of gold. I shake off the memory and kick a loose pebble down the street. They threw me out. Called me a parasite. I don't owe them anything, not now. Still, the thought lingers, sticky like grease under my fingernails, hard to scrub away. Back at my apartment, I clean just to stay busy. Stacking the few dishes I own, folding my only decent towel. I glance at the mountain poster. Its jagged peaks frozen under a painted sunset, and I can't help but wonder, did Dad even know I was paying? Did he think the truck handled itself? That money just magically appeared? I let out a laugh, but there's no humor in it. For years, my paycheck disappeared into their world. And they barely looked at me. Stopping that truck payment wasn't just about cash. It was me drawing a line. Saying I matter too. Later, I step out for air and head to the corner store. The clerk's an older guy with a Vietnam veteran cap. He chats about the forecast while scanning my bread and milk. "Storm's rolling in," he says, nodding at the thick sky outside. I smile, but my thoughts are stuck on Doris's voice, the calm way she asked, "Are you sure?" And the feeling that came right after I said yes. Back home, I make a sandwich. The bread's a little stiff, but I eat it standing by the window. The first raindrops streak the glass. And I feel that familiar bruise again. Not anger, something softer. A kind of raw ache. I'm not carrying their weight anymore. But it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like finishing a book you wish had ended differently. I sit on the mattress. The lamp throws long shadows on the wall. I let the sound of the rain fill the space where silence used to sit. I don't know what comes next. Another shift tomorrow. Maybe, if I save enough, a new chair. But one thing I'm sure of, I'm done worrying about things that aren't mine. It's not a grand step. But it's forward. And for now, that's enough. I'm sweeping the shop floor, the broom scraping against the concrete. It's a slow day, the kind where you can hear the buzz of the neon sign outside. Since I canceled the truck payment, I've kept my head low. Focused on the work. Focused on this tiny life I'm building. The apartment's coming together. I got a second-hand table, wobbly, but only $10. I've actually been sleeping better. The leaky faucets become background noise. Then I feel my phone buzz in my pocket. It's a message from Carlos. A screenshot. Jenna posted on social media. A photo of Mom, eyes red, sitting at that kitchen table I used to eat at. The caption reads, "Tom walked out on us. Left Mom like this. Some brother, huh?" And just like that, there's a flood of comments, strangers calling me a deadbeat. My thumb hovers over the keyboard. I want to reply. I want to tell them about the years I covered their internet, their groceries. The jobs I worked so Kyle could have school shoes. But I don't. Because I've learned something, they've already chosen their version of me. I slide the phone into my pocket and head home. Somehow, the walk feels longer than usual. The streetlights flicker overhead. Shadows stretch across the cracked sidewalk. And I feel that same burn in my chest. Not rage. Something else. Like pressing on an old bruise that never healed. I remember coming home from the shop, Mom plating meatloaf, the scent floating through the house. Me fixing whatever needed fixing, the sink, the shelf, the porch light. Because that's what I did. Did Kyle forget that? Did they all? Or did they just not care? At the apartment, I collapse onto the mattress. It groans under me. The neighbor's TV is playing again, some upbeat cooking show. I reach for my phone. Read Kyle's message one more time. Part of me still wants to call. Ask him why. Ask him if he really believes all this. But deep down, I know it won't change a thing. So I flip the phone face down and stare at the poster. It's fake mountains glowing dimly in the lamplight. I'm worn out. Not just from the job, but from carrying all this pain that has no name. But I still believe in myself. Tomorrow is a new day. Another chance to keep building something that's mine. A new day. Another shift. One more shot at building something that's mine. I close my eyes. The microwave hums in the background. And I hold tight to that thought, small as it is. Because right now, it's all I've got. I'm standing at the kitchen counter, just a cheap slab of Formica, when I notice something off. It's Sunday. The shop's closed. I'm sipping a lukewarm mug of instant coffee, scrolling through my phone. Rent's paid. Groceries are stocked, mostly ramen and canned soup. So why is my bank account bleeding? I've been careful. No late-night meals with the guys. No impulse buys. Only the basics. Still, my balance keeps shrinking. I go through the statements, smudging the screen with my thumb, until I find it. A recurring charge, $180 a month. Label, auto loan, D.H. Harper. Dad's truck. My heart skips. Then pounds. I've been paying for that thing since I was 19. Back when he told me it'd just be for a bit. He never brought it up again. And I never stopped. I set the phone down. The coffee's gone cold. The apartment is quiet, just the fridge humming and a car horn wailing in the distance. I remember bringing home my first paycheck from the shop, handing over the cash like it was a trophy. Dad's only response was, "Good job, Tom." And that was enough. I didn't ask questions. Not when I started covering the Wi-Fi. Not when Kyle's phone bill showed up in my inbox. It's what you do for family. Right? But now, sitting here, I see it differently. They leaned on me. And I let them. Until I wore down, invisible, like a tire with no tread. I throw on my jacket and head out, legs moving faster than my thoughts. At the bank, I tell the teller I want to cancel the payment. She's got a name tag that says Doris and glasses sliding down her nose. "You sure?" she asks, tilting her head. I nod. "Yeah. I'm done." On the walk back, the sky's heavy with rain. But I feel lighter, like I took off a jacket I didn't even know I was wearing. Still, there's a nagging tug. What if Dad can't pay? What if they lose the truck? I picture him in the driveway, shining that old Ford like it's a brand new Corvette. Mom handing him iced tea on sweltering afternoons. But I shake the image away and kick a loose pebble into the gutter. They kicked me out. Called me a burden. I don't owe them anything now. Even so, the guilt clings, like oil under my nails. No matter how much I scrub, it sticks. Back at the apartment, I keep myself busy. Cleaning. Stacking dishes. Folding the one decent towel I own. I glance at the poster above my bed. Mountains under a fake sunset. Did Dad even know I was paying? Or did he think it all just handled itself? Do trucks just magically cover their own loans now? I let out a short laugh. It's not funny. I spent years feeding their world with my money. And they looked right past me. Canceling that payment wasn't about the cash. It was a line in the sand. A reminder that I matter too. Later, I go to the corner store just to breathe. The clerk, a gray-haired man in a faded Vietnam vet cap, rings up my bread and milk. "Storm's coming," he says, nodding toward the gray sky. I smile, but I'm not really present. My mind's stuck on Doris's voice. The question. The finality in my answer. At home, I make a sandwich. The bread's stale. I eat it standing up, staring out the window, watching the first raindrops trace crooked lines down the glass. That feeling in my chest returns. Not anger, something softer. Raw. I'm not holding their weight anymore. But it doesn't feel like victory. It feels like turning the last page of a book you didn't want to end. And realizing the story didn't go where you thought it would. I sit on the mattress. The lamp casts long shadows across the walls. I let the rain speak into the silence. I don't know what happens next. Work tomorrow. Maybe a new chair if I manage to save enough. But one thing's clear, I'm done carrying what was never mine. It's a small step, but it's forward. And for now, that's enough. Concrete underfoot. My phone buzzes in my pocket. It's a quiet afternoon, the kind where even the neon sign out front seems louder than usual. Since I stopped covering Dad's truck loan, I've been keeping my head low, just focusing on work and this little life I'm trying to stitch together. The apartment has a second-hand table now. Got it for $10, and it wobbles like it's nervous. But I've been sleeping fine. Even the drip from the sink feels like background music. Then I check my phone, and my stomach knots. A message from Carlos, one of the guys at the shop. He sent a screenshot. Jenna posted something. A photo of Mom, eyes swollen, sitting at that old kitchen table, the same one where I used to eat. The caption reads, "Tom ditched us. Left mom like this. Some family." I freeze. Comments flood in. People I've never met, calling me a deadbeat, a coward, worse. The broom slips from my hand and rests against the wall. The shop's empty except for me, and the lingering scent of motor oil and rubber. I scroll, heart thumping. Each comment stings like a slap. Jenna painted me as the villain, the guy who disappeared without a word. Not a mention of the bills I paid. The Wi-Fi. The groceries. Not a word about mom yelling at me, chasing me out the front door. Just strangers forming opinions from a single photo. Wow, poor mom. Shame on him. Crying emoji. I want to type something, to explain. To defend myself. But my fingers won't move. Anything I say now would sound like begging to be seen. To be forgiven. So I pocket the phone and step outside. The air is thick, warm. The lot is mostly empty, a single cat darting past the trash bins. I sit on the curb, elbows on my knees, trying to breathe through the knot in my chest. It's not just the post. It's the way people can erase you. Rewrite your story like you never mattered. I think about mom's kitchen table. How I sanded it down when I was 16. How we used to laugh over her lumpy mashed potatoes. Was she actually crying in that photo? Or was it for Jenna's camera? I can't tell. But the thought twists something in my gut. Not quite rage, just a deep, empty ache. Back inside. I'm off rhythm. Pete notices. "You good?" he asks. I shrug. "Just a rough day." He nods. Doesn't pry. I'm thankful for that. Later, after I clock out, I head to the lot behind the shop. I've been working on an old motorcycle, a beat-up Yamaha I scored cheap. It's a mess. Rust everywhere. The engine wheezes like it's on life support. But it's mine to fix. I grab a wrench, start adjusting the carburetor. The metal's cool in my hands. Each turn, each twist, feels like something I can control. The radio's playing quietly, an old country song about heartbreak and moving forward. And it fits. This bike's not pretty. But it doesn't lie. There's nothing to decode. I keep working till the sun starts to drop, the sky turning that bruised shade of purple. My hands are greasy. But the engine sputters, and that small sound feels like a win. I wipe my forehead and think of the post, mom's tired face, the cruel comments. Yeah, they stung. But they don't tell the full story. I picture my apartment, the creaky table, the soft glow of my thrift store lamp. It's not much. But it's real. Built with my own hands. I don't need their version of who I am. Walking home, I pass the corner store. The old cashier with the Vietnam hat waves. "You look like you're carrying the world," he jokes. I manage a half smile. "Just a piece of it," I reply. Back in my room, I crash onto the mattress. Game show noise filters through the neighbor's wall. I don't check my phone again. Let Jenna's post sit there. Let them talk. I'm tired, not from the work, but from the weight of being misunderstood. Still, as I lie back, I think about the bike. Its cough, its struggle. There's a spark in that. Hope, maybe. Or just plain stubbornness. Either way, I'll keep going. One bolt at a time. My phone buzzes again. I wipe the oil from my hands and get ready for what's next. I'm at the shop sink, rinsing off grease. The evening's settling in, and the quiet hum of twilight surrounds me. Then my phone vibrates. It's him. I haven't seen Dad's name pop up in months. My heart kicks up, but I dry my hands on a rag and step into the break room, looking for a pocket of quiet. His voice hits like gravel. "Tom, why the hell was my truck repossessed?" "No, hi. No, how've you been?" Just that, sharp and heavy, like a wrench dropped on concrete. I lean against the vending machine, its hum steadying me, and answer with a calm I barely feel. I stopped paying. A pause. I can hear a dog barking faintly through his end, probably the neighbor's mutt. I had to. I continue. You kicked me out. That payment's not on me anymore. He sucks in air like he's gearing up for a fight. You can't just stop paying. That's my truck, Tom. I close my eyes. The room smells like stale coffee and motor oil. I want to snap. Tell him about the years I covered that bill without a word from him. No thanks. No check-ins. Just silence. But I keep my tone steady. I've been paying since I was 19, I say. You never once asked how I managed it. Never thanked me. I'm done, Dad. He fumbles for words, stammering. That's not what family does, he finally spits out, like I'd violated some unwritten code. I almost laugh, but it gets stuck, sharp and bitter in my throat. Family. I think of Jenna's online post. Kyle's texts. Mom screaming as I left. I think about my apartment, the second-hand table and the old Yamaha I'm trying to fix. That's the life I'm building now. My version of family. Maybe not, I say. But I have to do what's right for me. My hand feels steady on the phone now. Something shifts, like a bolt sliding into place. He tries again, this time quieter. You're making this hard, son. That word, son, lands awkwardly. Not because I want it. But because it feels empty. I glance at the break room clock. Just past 6. There are dishes in the sink back home and a carburetor waiting for me tomorrow. I've got to go, I say. Not angry. Just done. He starts to say something else, but I hang up. The silence afterward is heavy, but cleaner. I step outside. The lot is bathed in fading light. Somewhere nearby, someone just mowed their lawn. I stand there for a second, phone in my pocket, feeling cracked open but solid. Yeah, the call rattled me, but it didn't break me. I'm not that kid anymore, the one who paid to stay needed. I walk home, each step familiar, each word I said still echoing in my chest. I'm barely past the shop when the phone buzzes again. Mom. Her name lights up the screen like a warning. I stare at it, thumb hovering, then I answer. Her voice is rough and already cracking. Tom, how could you? That truck was your father's only way to get around. I'm walking now, boots scraping the pavement, streetlights flicking on overhead. I let her talk. After all these years of paying their way, this is what I get. You're tearing this family apart, she says. I can hear Jenna chiming in, sharp and smug. Tom, you're so heartless. Kyle's there too. Silent, like he's holding his breath. I stop at the corner store. The neon sign buzzes above me as I lean against the warm brick wall. Phone to my ear. I could snap back, rattle off every unpaid bill I covered. Every late shift. All the groceries, the Wi-Fi, Jenna's phone plan. But I don't. My voice is steady. Measured. Mom, I say, I paid for that truck for years. And everything else, cable, groceries, bills. You never once thanked me. You called me a leech. You told me to leave. I'm not carrying this anymore. Silence. Thick, like rain about to fall. I hear a chair scrape. Maybe she's sitting down. Jenna mumbles something I can't catch. I push off the wall and start walking again, leaving the glow of the store behind me.